New developments in that lawsuit to stop an ICE detention facility from moving forward outside of Hagerstown. This afternoon, a federal judge ordered a preliminary injunction limiting what kind of construction can be done at that massive warehouse in Williamsport. Investigative reporter Tracy Wilkins has been covering the debate and was in Baltimore for today's developments.
Today, a federal judge ruled that the Attorney General of Maryland was correct and that there needs to be a preliminary injunction in place to stop the building of this ICE detention center in Washington County, Maryland. And there were a lot of people inside of the courthouse, but before they were inside, they were outside with protests and people who had gathered here to make it clear that they don't want to see this building built. This is a warehouse that could hold up to 1,500 people, but according to the federal government, they're trying to put in just about 500 people. And there have been a lot of questions about that. And there have been questions about environmental impact studies and questions about the outfitting of this building and the plumbing and water and the rest of it. These are questions that the judge had today for the federal government. And quite frankly, there weren't a lot of good answers from the federal government, which is part of the reason the judge said, let's continue communication between the state and the feds. Let's get a preliminary injunction in here. But let's also give the federal government an opportunity to protect this property by putting up fencing, putting up some lighting, protecting their investment. But the judge said, I'm not issuing you a back door to build a detention center, but what I am saying is that you have a right to protect your property. So we talked to a lot of the folks who were out here today about what this means for them and why they have been protesting since word first spread of the purchase of this detention center.
You can't just build one of these things without going through the necessary steps to make sure that you have done what the law requires. And the judge was really standing firm on that, and I'm relieved.
This judge gave a lot of thought to every aspect of this and had looked at a lot of court cases. It just made me feel like, there's something to be said for the judicial branch of our government. I liked it.
This is an issue for the whole state of Maryland and for the whole nation. And I'm a believing Christian, and I know Jesus taught us to love our neighbor and welcome the stranger.
So the next question is, how long is this preliminary injunction going to last? We won't know that until the judge issues his official ruling in writing, and we're expecting that to happen on Friday. In Baltimore, I'm Tracy Wilkins, News 4 I-Team.
Now, an attorney for DHS did say in court that no detainees would go into the facility until further reviews. Meanwhile, a DHS spokesperson told News 4, we strongly disagree with the ruling, and let's be honest about what is happening. This isn't about the environment. It's about trying to stop President Trump from making America safe, end quote. Attorney General Anthony Brown called today's preliminary injunction a major victory that stops the federal authorities from irreversibly damaging our waterways, our environment, and our communities before our lawsuit is even decided. And it ensures that the federal government cannot rush through the legal process required to open this facility, end quote again.